begin my lecture with what is land? Land, also known as dry land, ground, or earth, is a solid terrestrial surface of planet Earth that is not submerged by ocean or other water bodies. It makes up 29% of Earth's surface and includes the continents and various islands. But when we talk about the term clean land, it means something quite different. When the land is able to sustain every aspect of our lives, providing a fundamental life support system and also being a foundation for our economy and society. And as well as when the land is being able to provide various kind of resources like food, fiber, medicines, minerals, and as well as services like agricultural productivity and biological diversity. With all of these things, the actions of humans must never affect the land in a negative way that the condition of land is degraded. That means making the land pollution free and also stopping various factors which degrade the condition of the land. But when we talk about clean land and sustainable development, what is the relationship between both? Well, when the land is clean, it would be able to provide various kind of resources and services, like I said, and we humans would be able to use them and develop our community and also ensure the safety of the future generation while achieving lots of complementary goals such as providing environmental, economic, and social opportunities for the upcoming generation and the present generation. And while we are doing all of these things, we must also maintain and enhance the quality of the land. But do you really think our land can be called as clean land now? Well, we red team of Kumari Arivial Perivai has been doing researches on various fields and areas relating to clean land, and the study has shown that our land is in such a vulnerable condition and it needs saving. But why is land called to be in a vulnerable condition? Well, there are several reasons, but today we'll be discussing about three of the most important factors that leads to the vulnerable condition of the land. So, the first factor is leaching or pollution of mineral composition in our soil. The soil is made up of three main components, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Together, they make up the trio known as NPK. And there are also other important nutrients such as calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. But when these minerals get polluted due to various contaminants, which includes heavy metals, inorganic ions, and salts like phosphates, carbonates, sulfates, and nitrates, it could lead to the loss of soil biodiversity as well as reduces soil's organic matter, soil's capacity to act as a filter, and it also contaminates the water stored in the soil and the ground. It's something that's so fascinating that such a small actions of humans could lead to such a great loss of our soil's biodiversity and various other things. Next most contributing factor is land degradation. Land degradation is a process in which the value of the biophysical environment is affected by the combination of human-induced processes acting upon the land. It can be caused due to various reasons like clear cutting, deforestation, agricultural depletion of soil nutrients through poor farming practices, livestock including overgrazing and overdrafting, inappropriate irrigation, climate change, and loss of soil carbon. But do you know its effect? It can lead to a permanent or temporary decline in the productivity capacity of the land, as well as the land's capacity to provide resources and services for humans and various other organisms would decrease drastically. Next, one of the most common factor and the last factor which we will be discussing about is soil contamination. Soil contamination is part of land degradation and is caused by the presence of exobiotic chemicals or other alterations in the soil's natural environment. and it is usually caused by oil spills, mining and activities by other heavy metal industries, corrosions of underground storage tank, acid rain, intensive farming, petrochemicals, industrial accidents, and much more. And its effects are mostly indirect than direct. To begin with, it will show a radical soil chemistry change due to the various kind of hazardous chemicals present even at low concentration of the contaminant species. Later, these chemicals or these hazardous contaminants existing in agricultural field could entirely alter the plant's metabolism, which will lead to decreased crop yield and as well as various other negative effects in agricultural productivity. Later, these organisms or these chemicals could also alter the metabolisms of various microorganisms, which would have great effect or eradication of some of the primary food chain, having an indirect effect on the consumer and producer species. So see, these are the three major reasons, and if you noticed it, all these are caused by us human species, while our land has always been providing us with resources and the services and always has been a place for us to live and also do all the other works. So, due to the negative effect we have on land, some of us actually thought about various innovations which could actually lead to the betterment or the better condition of our land. And I'll be discussing about three of those smart inventions which I'm pretty sure will be the basis for the upcoming generations for improving the land quality and also for us. So, first one is the conceptual framework in which the causes for land degradations are analyzed and are divided into proximate and underlying causes. Later, these causes are evaluated and dealt by land management practices. Next is the bioreactor idea in landfills. Bioreactor is municipal solid waste landfill in which liquids are added to help bacteria break down the waste. Through this process, we will get fresh manure which can be used for agricultural productivity and various other reasons, and also to increase the fertility of soil. And the last smart invention is biomining. Biomining is a scientific process of excavation, treatment, and segregation and gainful utilization of aged or municipality solid waste lying in dump sites, technically referred to as legacy waste. These waste will be exposed to natural elements like air and sunlight, and over time the biodegradable components of the waste gets decomposed through the natural process, and this biodegradable manure will be separated from the non-biodegradable ones. Later, this biodegradable manure is of course used for agriculture, while the non-biodegradable waste is used for recycling or dealt separately. So, these are just few of the inventions, and what I have mentioned about the factors affecting the land, also just few. But what I'm trying to say through this lecture is that we must not pollute the land to begin with. Then only we will be having the need to fix the pollution that we have caused on our land. Then we'll have a better quality of the land that is remaining without being polluted. Later, for the land which has already been polluted, we could actually do a lot of innovation or inventions which will be helping for the betterment of the land. And for this idea to be success, we'll not only be needing the government's help, but also every single human being's help in this world. Because land is our gift from the nature, so it is also our duty to protect it, because land is the place we stand as well as the place we act. With these words, I would like to conclude my lecture. Thank you, everyone.